I'm Ian Williams. I'm speaking with Joseph Dandurand, author of The East Side of It All, published by Nightwood Editions, and one of three Canadian finalists for this year's Griffin Poetry Prize. Hi, Joseph.
Hello, Ian. Thank you so much.
In a few sentences, how would you describe your collection?
Uh, a few sentences. I think it's a like a short journey of what I was going through in life, and I'd been working quite a bit downtown East Side, doing readings and like most Skid Rows, as soon as I get out of my car, like this whole different world appears to you, and yeah, which is quite sad and but just filled with so many characters and so many moments that I think I stored in my head, and then when I sat down to write, they started to appear, and yeah.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? So the pronoun we appears in your book, and it's almost like you're writing from this we point of view. So
Mhm.
who's we? Who's writing alongside you?
I think my people, the Kwantlen people, our story is that we fell from the sky 10,000 years ago, and we landed on this island that I live on now, and we were told that we were allowed to take the fish. So yeah, I think the we is us as a people, the Kwantlen. Yeah.
So you're a poet. People call you a storyteller. People call you a playwright. What's your preferred? How do you think about yourself in terms of what do you do with words?
Yeah, I
What's your
know.
title for yourself?
uh, sorry. I know when I came out of university, I was going to be a poet. I was a playwright, and then I was like, I'm not a storyteller. I kind of, that word kind of weirded me out for times because I know storytellers, and but then I got a residency at the Vancouver Public Library, and my first day there, they gave me my name tag with my picture on it and my name, and then my title was um, FN storyteller, like First Nation storyteller, but FN. I'm like, that's what I am. I'm an FN storyteller. And they're like, "Oh my God, we have to change it." I was like, "No, no, no, it's fine. I'm an effing storyteller." But since that day I took on that title of storyteller, my calendar is booked solid. Like today I was teaching kids in schools, and yeah. So I guess I am an effing storyteller. Yeah.
It's a new title there. So,
Yeah.
many times in the poems here, we have the speaker who is awake while the rest of the world is sleeping, and they walk around as a kind of witness. And I wanted to ask you, since reading the book, what do you think the rest of us are missing? Like, what is the thing that you wish that we could pay attention to? It could be in the downtown east side, it could be anywhere. What is that thing that we
Mhm.
need to be awake to see?
Hmm. It's a great question. I think for me, I I think for all poets, all writers, all artists, that we all, and I noticed this I'm working on a festival called Versus, and seeing lots of poets and doing lots of Zooms and readings, and uh, it just made me realize how each of us sees the world so differently, and how I see it differs from everybody else. But I'm very reclusive. I'm before the pandemic, I was basically doing what everybody's doing now, which is just isolating myself and writing. And I write every morning at 5 a.m. So to me, I think everybody's still asleep except me. Um, but yeah, I think the way I see the world uh, comes to me. We teach our children that we each are given gifts, and I have friends that can hear songs and they start drumming them, and they're like old songs, and we believe all our songs are floating in the air. And I think that too for stories, for me, that they're floating out there and somehow they find me, and it's kind of like this tragic, wonderful gift
Mm.
that I'm able to use and put down on paper.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
That makes
tragedy in
sense?
the book. Yeah, it absolutely does. There's a lot of tragedy in the book.
Yeah.
There's a lot of suffering in the book. There's addiction.
Mhm.
There's a lot of heaviness. Do you ever get to a subject and you say that this is too heavy for a poem? A poem can't hold this, like to test the strength of a poem.
Mhm.
And if you ever do, like
Yeah.
what container do you put that heavy sorrow in?
Yeah. I think I have the ability to kind of soften and hide things, but make the reader very aware of, like, I think in that book and other books, I use the words pig farmer. and
Yeah.
that it's just a word, two words, right? A
Yeah.
being. But to our world, a pig farmer is Picton, right? And who preyed on Native women. And so when I use that word, it's very harsh but very real, and that's how I kind of do it. I don't go into like detail and of his atrocities or anything like that. It's just I kind of use him in the background, and yeah, and it's such a tragic story of the missing people all over the world, but certainly out here on the West Coast too.
So here's a
Yeah, so I think
curveball. Sorry, please finish.
no, it was good. Yeah,
So
curveball.
here's
Throw it.
curveball here. Okay.
Okay.
The Sasquatch that appears in your poems. What's that? What is a Sasquatch, and what's it doing there?
Yeah, our beliefs are that Sasquatches are real and that they live amongst us. And I have friends that live further upriver from me, and their whole territory and stories are based on Sasquatch walking through their territory from one place to the other. And for Kwantlen people, all our oral stories were lost. My mom was 5 when she was put on a train and sent to residential school. And even before that, the generation had lost the stories. So, but my friends upriver, when they were young boys and young girls, they were able to sit with their elders who still had stories. And so I listened to their stories, and then I won't redo their stories. I'll create our own, but using different characters that they talk about, like Sasquatches and wolves and healers and all kinds of little animals, minks and yeah, stuff like that. But for me, Sasquatch, I use it a lot in my children's books and plays, and kids really seem to like it. And yeah, but they say that you probably won't see a Sasquatch. You'll probably smell them before you see them. And it's supposed to be good luck, but I don't know
Right.
yet. Yeah.
Can you share with us a part of a poem?
Sure. I got these really cool stickers from Griffin. Yeah, so I'm putting them everywhere. Like I'm shortlisted.
You can put one on your hat, on the brim of your hat there.
Yeah, or get a tattoo. I'll get a new tattoo and yeah, put it the Griffin. This is from the east side of it all. This poem is titled Street Healer 1. He goes out at night and walks slowly. They say he fell from the sky several decades ago, but now he is a fully grown Sasquatch. In the winter, the poor souls gather around him for warmth as he hugs them one by one.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
So I've been speaking with Joseph Dandurand, author of The East Side of It All, a finalist for this year's Griffin Poetry Prize.
Thank you.